Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I went ahead and dyed my clip-ins this color without bleach, just keep on watching. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hate when people babble on in a video, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Today I'll be dyeing my hair and my clip-ins that I'll be wearing today. So it will be seamlessly blended in with my natural hair and the clip-ins. Dyeing it all in the same day has always worked for me because I'm using one batch of dye. So that minimizes the risk of color variation between my hair and the clip-ins. The clip-ins that I'll be using is my absolute favorite from DC Virgin Hair. They're seamless, invisible clip-ins. Just some quick details on this clip-in. These are so full and soft, as you can see. I don't experience any tangling or shedding. I got 200 grams in 18-inch. As you can see, the ends are really healthy. These are double drawn and full cuticle. It feels really high quality and the cost is $205. If you are interested in these clip-ins, I'll put a 15% off coupon in the description box for you below, along with a direct link as to where you can purchase it. I've also got them in this packaging. So now on to the dyeing segment. The dye we're going to be using are 3 colors of magenta in L'Oreal color highlights and 1 in red hot. 130 volume developer cream peroxide. And these are the clip-ins that we're going to be using from Divas Culture. They are invisible clip-ins, 18-inch in 220 grams. We're going to be using protein color filler. That's to even out the color. So go ahead and add that to your mix first. Then you want to go ahead and add your dye. As you can see, I like to open my dye from the bottom, just squeeze it out, and then you would see me open up the entire thing because I like to get every last drop out, you guys. I need all the dye I can get. So just not to have this video too long, we all know how to add dye, so I'm not going to show you how I add each and every one, but you're going to add each and every box that I showed you. So I'm going to be using all 4 boxes. Go ahead and mix up all your dye first, and then you add your developer after. So I add as much as I want. So I don't really have a precise measurement for this. You just add it to the consistency that you want. And as I use, and because you can see my container is pretty full, so as it empties out, I add a little more so that my dye isn't too thick and I can make it last a little longer, and it still doesn't affect the end result. So don't be afraid to add as you go along. So because these clip-ins are so thick, it was impossible to do it all in one bundle. So I went ahead and separated each piece of the clip-in and applied the dye to it. I made sure and brushed through it as I went along to make sure that each and every strand of it was coated. I also dyed the invisible part just so that it would be red and match with my hair, so it wouldn't look black and it wouldn't stand out. So everything would be seamless in my hair, and that really worked because it really did absorb the dye. So it really helped to make it even more invisible. So at this point, I am done with this brush and I'm just going in with my hands. And just rubbing in the dye. It's a lot faster for me. You could use the method that's best for you. You could use a brush, you could use your hands. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect how the clip-ins are going to come out. Just make sure that you're covering the all of the strands. So you're covering from top to end of the clip-ins, and you're rubbing it in, making sure each and every strand in between is saturated with the dye and it's not dry. And that way you get an even dye and not bits and pieces of black still in there because it didn't get any dye. So each 100 gram of these clip-ins have 7 pieces. So I had, I think, about 14 pieces to do. So I needed a lot of dye. And then on top of that, I was dyeing my natural hair to make sure that my clip-ins and my hair matched, because they were all dyed with the same exact batch of dye, instead of having to dye my hair now and then dye my clip-ins later, which could make it different colors depending on different reasons. So I just like to do all my dyeing in one day. Once I'm done with applying all the dye to my clip-ins, I go ahead and I add it to foil, and I left it for 25 minutes. And stay tuned for what it looks like after that processing time. Okay, so I was experiencing some technical difficulties, so you weren't able to hear the volume, but this is what the clip-ins look like after it's colored and I installed it into my hair. I just did some really quick wand curls with it. So if you want to try this look, just go right ahead. I submitted the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to